Hello, our citizens. Thank you for joining our live part 3 of our Somatics pain relief series. If you haven't joined me for parts 1 and 2, I highly recommend going back and taking a look at them. They're going to give you a little bit of a deeper dive and a deeper experience. If you haven't, you can still participate today. You're still going to get some benefits and some relief today. You'll get some insights that will hopefully encourage you to go back to take a look at parts 1 and 2. That way there you guys can really dive deeper. So one thing about somatics is it really helps us to realign our posture, reduce pain, discomfort as we manage our brain differently, manage our movement differently. And one thing that's drawn me to this practice is that it exemplifies the principles of brain education so well. And we'll discuss that a little bit towards the end. But today I want to get into the practice. I want to get us moving a little bit and help us out. So I've welcomed Brittany back again to help support us. So I'm going to let her say hello and then we're going to get to work.
Hello, everyone.
Good. Welcome. So come on back. How are you feeling today?
I texted Chris before this and I was like, Chris, let's keep this shorter today. It was leg day and I'm very sore. So if I'm on that scale, I'm feeling very concrete in my arms and my legs, very, very sore and heavy in my body.
And what I like about that, I don't like that she's sore, but I like that that's real life. Is you're going to go to the gym, you're going to help somebody move, you're going to take care of the kids, you're going to live your life. And living your life is going to pull you out of balance. So this is a practice that helps you come back to balance, that helps you find it. So when you're sore like this is when it's important to be able to check in with your body and go, oh, I'm really in trouble here. And then through the exercise, you can find which ones you go. And that's what we're explaining a little bit through brain education. So, her scale, she hasn't improved. What has been your awakenings over the last 2 weeks after doing the first part and second part?
I just think biggest awakening is consistency. Mm-hmm. When I'm doing it and when I'm not doing the exercise, I feel good for my body. I can feel the weight starting to build and accumulate. But when I am consistent with it, I feel that my body is more open, which helps with circulation, meaning I don't feel as fatigued when that 3 o'clock hits. And I just feel like, overall, just a lot more energy and openness in my body, which actually allows me to be much more productive.
Right. Awesome. So if any, which exercises have you sprinkled in through the last 2 weeks?
I don't know the names, right, but it's the laying down and moving the leg side to side and then alternating with that kind of like wringing out. That feels really good for the upper back, middle back, lower back with my spine. And that propeller. That one I really liked. Those two have been my go-to.
Okay. So again, as we get through, we want to have those go-tos that can become our daily vitamins. And then when you're really in trouble, then you can go back and do more. And I'll explain a little bit more what's the best way to use these processes towards the end as we wrap up. So go and check into your body. So we check our pelvis, we check our torso, we see the scale I ask her to use is a 10 is concrete. Nothing's flowing, nothing's moving. I feel like the Tin Man or the Tin Woman. Or 1, everything's flowing. I feel weightless.
Yeah, I'm at 8.5 right now.
Okay, 8.5. So part of that is because she's been working out. She's got a new gym routine, working out harder than she has been previously in the past few months. So that's normal. So that just means it's more important to clean. So we're going to lay her back down. We're going to get a quick check-in on the ground. Yeah, go ahead and set your glasses down. We don't want to lose those. And so go ahead and lay all the way down. So we're going to start laying down, then we're going to do a couple seated, and then we're going to go back over kind of a sample that I would use for daily practice. Good. So she can straighten out her legs all the way. Good. Oh, popping and cracking. Already there. So we've gone through 6 exercises in part 1, 6 exercises in part 2. Today there's 4. That's the whole set. And then we can pick and choose as we need, as Brittany's chosen to. Now, here laying down, check your lower back. Is the arch high or low?
It's fairly low.
Fairly low. So she's pulled out a lot of tension there from her body over time. Shoulders, are they resting on the floor or are they curled up towards the front?
For me, resting.
Resting. Chin, is it up too high where you're looking at the wall that's above your head, or is it more neutral and comfortable?
More neutral.
Looking at our legs, our toes, are they equal? They look about open, about the same distance. And we can see how that affects the body. So the alignment looks pretty good, even though she's muscularly sore inside. Good. So as we see, so what's the number from 1 to 10?
I'm still 8.5.
So still 8.5. So again, part of that is the information in her head. She knows she's sore. She's thinking she's sore. So that heaviness is affecting her brain and her body. You can't take them apart. So we're going to come to the first exercise here. So she's going to bend her knees, put her soles on the floor. So last week we did a walking exercise with her feet wider. So go and widen your feet. And we dropped our right knee towards our left foot. But we keep the knee out. So you can go a little bit wider there. Ooh, there you go. And try to touch the floor. So this is the walking. Good. And then bring it up. And then try the other side. So we'll just move through it a little bit so you can alternate. And then back and forth. So this is walking number 1. So this is one we did last week. So I just want her to kind of refresh, and I want you guys to be able to see the difference between walking 1 and then walking 2. So to do 1 more to each side. So again, some days it's going to feel really comfortable. Some days it's going to be really hard. Now she's going to stop. Good. Now bring your feet more hip width apart. So they're going to come a little closer together. A little bit more, a little bit more. Good. So now this walking here is like we did in our hip hikes. Is where she's going to press the ball of her foot, like press down, she's stepping on the gas, and then her knee should kind of come forward. As she presses down, her knee should come forward. That should pull on her femur. It should lift this hip a little bit. And then she can relax that leg, and then she can do the same with the other side. So the focus is, a lot of us will try to lift our hips. Good adjustment. Lift our hips to move. But we want to focus on pressing the ball of the foot, stepping down towards your toes, shift the weight, and that should bring your knee forward. And then as you start to just kind of go back and forth more comfortably, it becomes this walking rhythm. Now this one I love is a rinse, because eventually as I start to do it more and more, I can feel my pelvis start to rotate a little bit more. It lifts a little bit higher, and eventually that starts to come into a little bit into my chest and my thoracic area. And then you can even, your head may even start to slightly turn side to side. That's the perfect freedom from pressing your feet into the earth all the way to the crown of your head, so that energy spirals through your body very naturally. What are you experiencing there, Brittany?
I feel lots of tension in my legs, outside of my legs. But if I move beyond that, there's this lifting of my lower back, which feels like a really deep release in my lumbar spine.
Good, good. So just by pressing her soles on the floor, and then her knees creep forward, her hip lifts, it starts to relax all those muscles there. And we can start to walk standing with this kind of a energy movement, with this kind of a flow from top to bottom, bottom to top. We can really start to get the spiral, and our body can work really effortlessly. So she's getting a back release tension. So really starts to help with the whole lower body there. So this is walking 2. I do this one very often. I just start to go, and you can go kind of fast, you can go kind of slow. Depending on your day, you can get the hang of that one. Good. How does that feel?
What I see is, and I think this is structurally in my body, but the arches of my feet are sinking in. Is that okay?
So we don't want that to happen over long term. So we'd like the arch of the foot to stay tall. Imagine a cartoon picture of a footprint. It always has a big fat ball of the foot, and then a skinny side of the foot, and then a fat heel. So there's that curve, that arch, and then you got the toes. That's what we want to touch the floor with. So we want to feel the pressure through our toes, through that big fat ball of the foot, all the way to the heel on the outside edge. The arch should be lifted. That's a perfect foot.
So that means I need to use more power.
Right. So if you press as hard to the ball of her foot, it should lift the arch a little bit. And then you want to continue to feel the heel. So it's not lifting the heel. It's not getting on your tippy toes. You want to feel that connection to the outside surface of your foot. And you want to take that to standing eventually when we start to get that posture. If you do some of the Qigong practices with us, you can see we talk about that kind of structure, about the way the feet should be, into the balance, into the strength. Good. So we've kind of opened up the back here. So now we're actually going to bring Brittany to a seated posture. I'd like you to face the camera if you could. So she'll sit up. The next 3 exercises are seated. You can do some of them laying down eventually over time. So she's going to face the camera. Let's see if we can get her feet in there. So let's go and back you up almost to the wall there. Let's back you up a little bit. There we go. Good. And then straighten your legs out in front of you. So this one here really helps with the hips, the knees, the ankles, and the feet. So I'm going to guide her just by telling her. She doesn't know what she's going to do. So it might be awkward at first. So I want you to take your right foot and try to look at the sole of your foot. Good. So she's like she got some gum stuff there, and she's trying to look at it. Notice how it starts to turn her hips. It starts to turn her body. Good. Can you lift it up onto your thigh? Almost. Yes. Oh. So try to turn your foot so it's looking at you. There. That's the inversion. Oh, good. Now relax it down. Now I want you to look at the same foot, the sole of your foot, but on the back side. So take it behind you. Yes.
Does it have to lift off?
Yeah. Bring it all the way back. Look at your sole.
But can it stay on the ground?
Yeah, you can look at it and you can lift it. But look
I can lift it, but it can
notice,
stay on the ground.
But notice what's happening. Her hips are turning, her whole body has to spiral for her to get in this position. So just trying to look at her sole, her knee, her hip, her body, and she almost gets that kind of a beach model looking over her shoulder kind of photo shot. That's the kind of look. Now straighten that leg back up. Oh. And now inversion, come to the front. Same leg. We'll do the same leg a couple times. So each time, it should probably get a little bit easier. A, relax. She's understanding what I'm asking of her. B, she starts to open it, so down to the outside. So this is the E version. So you want to try to turn the foot even more so you can feel ankle, knee. There's places that are going to be uncomfortable. There's places that are going to hurt and going straight up. So go 2 more each way with this right leg. And some of you might not be able to lift it high like she is on that side. It might get stuck on your thigh. I'm really tight in my hips, so I had to rest it on my thigh. Good. So notice, those of you at home, watch her body, how when she comes to the inversion, her whole body has to spiral all the way up. Her head even turns. And then when she goes the other way, it rotates the hips, the spine. So just very simply, we start to unlock that. Good. Now relax that leg out. Ooh. Now, can you feel a difference between right and left?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediately. Good. So now left side, look at your sole inside. Do you feel a difference between right and left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And relax. And then to the outside. So try to turn that foot. So even that little ankle muscles. Oh. And then coming across. Good. So have that look. So if you need to that leg, you might find that knee wants to come across your body line. So like that's perfect. Go ahead, look at it. And then when you go the other way, you might find that knee wants to come even across this leg. So if you bring your knee towards me more, you can feel that you might be able to get a little bit more. And then it just brings more rotation through her whole spine. So if you really have to look at your sole, you're going to have to adjust your body differently. Some of us can't do this at all. I was there for a while. Let's do 1 more to each side. Inside. Oh. So doing this seated allows you to really get that rotation all the way up your spine. Good. How did that feel?
Evened out.
Evened out. So a little bit of balance. Did one hip hurt more, knee hurt more, ankle hurt more?
Left side.
Left side.
Felt tighter.
And through our last couple of weeks, we were talking about her left side is her side that gives her the most trouble. So it makes sense that that's the side that's a little bit uncomfortable. But you feel how that's opened up something. So now this is taking us, moving our hips, trying to look at our sole. It affects our pelvis and our spine. So this is where we start to get that whole body integration. So the third exercise today is called skiing. So it's like you're skiing. So it's doing these 2 same things, but at the same time. So what she's going to do is with her right leg, she's going to tuck it behind her to try to look at the sole, and she's going to bring her left leg in and look at the front of it. So you can keep them both on the ground, but as she comes in looking, good, Like, so imagine she's skiing on the slopes and now she's gonna straighten her legs back out. The straight out is where she's zero, and then she's gonna go the other way. Both legs come back in that way. Trying to look at both soles. It's not gonna be perfect, but you wanna feel it. Now straighten them back out, 0 point, and then coming this way. Notice how much her body twists and turns, and she gets this nice peeking over her back shoulder. So it goes all the way up her spine into her neck. Straighten out your legs. This one I often do even laying down. So I lay down, I just slide my feet. Right now she's learning, so she's really sensitizing, trying to integrate. Eventually, this is something you can do pretty quickly as a little bit of cardio, a little bit of movement to really open those things up. Ooh, a little sticky. There.
Yeah.
The mat doesn't help, so the slippery floor helps a little bit. Good. So how's your skiing?
Give me a 2 on skiing.
Yeah. So
I feel where the blockage is in my left hip.
Mm-hmm.
But as I continue to move through it, I feel there's more of like a flow.
Good, good. So when I'm living towards an 8, 9, like she is today because of the working out, I might do 20, 30 reps just to kind of clean this one up. When I feel great, 3 times, and I usually feel I've cleaned most of the way. So we're gonna do 1 more to each side. Skiing. Whoa. Good. And so things are going to start to feel a little worse in certain areas as you start to clean and straighten them out back to 0 point. How do your legs feel?
Less heavy. Less
heavy.
dense.
Awesome. So that rinsing just starts to clean a little bit. So we've done walking 2, we've done the inversion and eversion, we've done the skiing. So that really helps the knees, the ankles, and gets that whole lower body. But you see how important that lower body is for the whole spine to rotate. And then when we walk normally, we want that same thing as we use our legs, that our whole spine should rotate. Many of us have legs that move and spines that stay, or spines that move and legs that stay. So that creates this imbalance, this tension and change. So the next one we're going to do is called a seated twist. Now this one has a few layers to it, so we'll guide you through it kind of slowly. If you're watching at home, you watch a little bit and then you can go back and do it. So what Brittany's going to do is she's going to sit in like a 90-90. So bend your right knee and your left leg. Both knees are pointing towards me. So bend your right knee, left knee. Good. So it looks like the skiing posture. I'd like her to take her right foot and put it kind of onto her thigh, so it gives her, you feel how it gives you support. It's more stable. She can press into a little bit. So now we're going to come up into her spine. So her knees are pointing to the right. With her right hand, I want her to set it kind of near her hip. Her left hand is going to come out and reach across her shoulder there. Good. So now kind of grab the top there, so you're going to have it. So a lot of us will just relax. We don't want to relax. We want to kind of just extend it. Now, it doesn't have to be work where it's painful, but when she makes it active, you can feel a difference, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's working. It's opening some of the stuff on her back. So we're going to try to move this whole spine. So first, this is an assessment. So close your eyes, and I want you to twist towards your right, towards me, as far as you can. Turn your head and everything like you're going to look at the wall behind you, but her eyes are closed. At home, you can watch the first few times and then return back. So we don't need to force ourselves into a twist. We just assess. So do it 2 more times. So she's going to do this 3 times with her eyes closed. So this is the 3rd turn. So as she turns her head, she looks good. Now I'd like her to, you'll say, go ahead, come back. Good. We're going to stay and then open your eyes. Look at how far you can see. So you want to get like a mark on the wall or an idea about that's my best right now. We got a mark? Good. Now this is going to be hard for you guys to see at home, but I want her to turn her eyeballs to her left. Yes. And then turn her eyeballs to the right. So I'll look in the camera here. So all you're doing is turning your eyes inside your head. Look as far out over the left shoulder and look as far out the right shoulder. And I want you to be aware. This is really good for stretching the muscles in your eyes. It's also good for relaxing your brain. Lots of focus. Now, Brittany, as you turn your eyes back and forth, can you feel stuff in your body?
Oh, yeah.
What do you feel?
Like I need to put a smile on my face to change my brain.
So that's the brain versatizing. But what I started to feel is that as I turn my eyes back and forth, my neck wants to turn with my eyes. It really wants to. And when it wants to go, then my whole body wants to turn. So as my eyes are moving, which are helping us, the whole body wants to respond. When it's integrated well, it'll start to pull your body a little bit. Good. So can you feel a change in your brain?
Yes.
And you feel how just moving my eyeballs really affects all the way down my spine. I was shocked, but I realized how important that is. Now, as she's still turning, I want you to look at the ceiling. Just lift your head, lift it. Oh, and then down. Good. So we're just going to do that 3 times. Look at the ceiling, look at the floor. So as you're twisting, feel how that affects your neck. If this is really painful, I suggest watching my live about the neck. That will really help this one. Good. So now come back to your neutral. Come back to the front. So she's done some work. Now there's lots of pieces. You don't have to do everything every day, but I want you to kind of see the layers. So now I want you to twist your whole body over here to the right again. Good. As far as you can, you get to the edge, and then come back, and then twist the other way. Look over your left shoulder as well. Good. 3 times.
All the way to the
all
right.
the way to the right, all the way to the left. So we're just starting to feel how from the crown to her tailbone, she's twisting all the spine and starting to open that up. Again, integrating the whole spine. So now this is everything twisting together. So now when she comes back to her right here, all the way to the right, now we're going to start to break this into a couple pieces. So now I want her to turn just her head. Her head turns all the way to the left. Now the body wants to follow, so there's some tension in there. Now finish twisting the whole spine. Take the spine with you now. Go, go. Look at how much further her head goes. And if she turns her eyeballs, she'll get it 1% more. Oh. Now head only, turn back to me. So the spine wants to follow, but now we're unlocking the neck area. And now bring the torso. So when you integrate the entire spine, there's so much movement here. Head first. Then torso. Good. She's got the hang of it. So we're going to do one more time, head first. Come back to me. Twist the other way. Good, good, good. So now she's all the way over. Now I want you to twist your torso first. Keep your head low. Keep looking at the wall. So it's going to pull the head a little bit. I like it. The eyeballs have stayed. So she's twisted as far as she can. That's it. Now when the head goes with her, look at how much more the whole entire spine changes. Good. Now torso first. Keep looking over that shoulder. Yes, yes. So you got to fight. But you're going to find something, then bring the head. Yes, she's got it. We're going to do one more to each side. Torso first. Then head. You notice how limited our torso range of motion is when the head is resisting. And then when you add the head, it gives you more. And then when you turn the eyeballs, it gives you more. Now come back to your neutral in the front. Now close your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, don't be afraid to shake out those arms. I'm putting her through a little bit of extra torture here. So you don't have to do this. You always take a break and then come back to the next part. Now go ahead and bring that hand back up there when you're ready. Good. So now with eyes closed, like we did for the assessment, go ahead and turn that hand over if you can, or there you go. Yeah, put a little right there, that's fine. Good. Now twist as far as you can. 3 times. 3.
To the right?
Yeah, to the right. Come towards me. To the right. Turn the head. And inside you, even with the eyes closed, you can turn your eyeballs. Now come back to neutral. Just neutral, and then back 2 more times. On the 3rd time, we're gonna reopen our eyes when she's back on the back side. Good. Come back around. Twist. Turn the eyeballs, and then open your eyes. Can you see that you've gone further than your first assessment?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So the spot on the wall that she marked, now she can see that she's gone further. She's released a lot of tension in the spine. Now come back neutral, and then you can shake everything out. Yes, go straight out your legs for a second. Whoa. How does your spine feel?
More flexible.
So we don't understand or realize the importance of rotation through our body for our health and well-being. Most of us live crooked. We use our right hand too much, or our left hand too little, or vice versa. We sit crooked, we talk on the phone one way, we carry our bags out one way. All this stuff creates these imbalances that if we can start to rinse regularly, we can feel much, much better. So when she's ready, she's going to take her 90-90 the other direction. I'm going to slide to the other side there. Good. So you'll notice just the seated posture can feel different on the two sides. So me, I have a real hip imbalance on one side because I had back surgery and that side was bad. So I can barely sit like this on one side. One hip touches the ground, one hip is floating in the sky. Can you bring this foot to touch this thigh? There you go. This hand, there you go. So you feel that pressure. So the more she puts weight into the hand, it'll straighten her spine a little bit. The more she's a little active, not pushing intensely, but just keeps it active, you feel the back. Now close your eyes 3 times, we'll turn. This is our assessment on this side. So you just turn as far to your left as you can. Turn your head. Now she already experienced the other side, so she'll feel the sense about turning her head and even turning the eyeballs inside. That's part of new information. Brain's more flexible. She realized that if I turn my eyeballs, I'll turn 1% more, even without my eyes being open. Good, and now she's turned. Now she can open her eyes. She can mark that spot on the wall. She's got it. Good, come back to your neutral. Good. If you need to shake things out, you can. I'll let you take care of yourself better this time. So now twist back to the right as far as you can. No, oh, I'm sorry, left, sorry. Yeah, left side, good. So she listens well. So there. So now eyeballs, just eyeballs.
Back and forth?
Yep, back and forth. Left side, right side. So her head wants to move. So when you turn your eyeballs, because it connects your brain and your brain knows you're scanning, you're looking for trouble, you're looking for those kind of primal things that your head wants to go with it. So if you move your eyes first, it'll help you move your body in alignment better. Good. So you feel the brain,
yes.
You feel the eyes, and you feel how it tries to move you all the way down to your tailbone.
Yes.
Good. Muscles get tense. It's crazy. And now, go and relax the eyes. Now look up and look down. But still turning as far as you can that way. Good. Yeah. There you go. So then we can look up 3 times, up and down. So some of these movements might feel like I need to do more. Please do more. And you don't have to do every single piece of this, but when you get better and you can integrate all the movements together, you can just do a handful and you'll touch everything. There's a lot of ways you can do this. Good. So now come back to your neutral. Good. If you need to shake anything out, you can shake it out. Okay. So now rotate all the way to the left, whole spine. Eyeballs turn, everything turns. She gets as far as she can, and then all the way to the right. So 3 times, we're just going to go all the way to both sides. So as we go, we'll recognize, oh, my lower back is tight, or I have some tightness in my shoulders. When I do this one and I feel that tells me go back and do some watch rack. Go back and do my hip hikes. Go back and do some of the other exercises that will help me feel better here. Good. Now she comes back to neutral. Well done. Turn all the way here to the left again. So this time, head first, just the head. So as you turn the head and you turn the eyeballs, it starts to pull on your spine, and then take the spine with it. So you notice she can look at that wall over there with just the head, but then when she adds the spine, she can start to look at the wall behind her. Head first. Good. And the head wants to force the torso, and then the torso can come. So you'll start to find a system where you start to really flow through this. We'll do one more to each side. Head to each side. Head, torso. Hopefully we're feeling some dissolving of tension. First, we have to become aware of it. Then we focus there. And then we rinse through it to clean a little bit. Ooh, okay. So coming back. Need to shake things up? Yes, shake. So yeah, the goal is not to build the tension. For the demonstration, to speed things up, I'm forcing her to fight through a little bit. So turn this way towards me again, one more time, all the way. So this time, torso first. Move your torso. Keep looking that way. Yes. So the eyes want to go first, the head wants to go, and then the head can follow. And notice how much as she adds the head, the torso starts to move with her. Good. Now the torso first. Torso. And it's normal for you at home or for you practicing that it doesn't want to move, or you feel that concrete that you're bumping into it. That when you feel that level of concrete, you need to do this practice. Keep going until it's not concrete anymore. Turn it to mud, and then turn it to flowing water, and then turn it to complete release. Good job. And come back to your neutral. Good. So now eyes closed. 3 times turning to the left. This is the reassessment. Turn the head, turn the neck, even the eyeballs. Even when they're closed, turn the eyeballs. You'll notice a little different. Some of you maybe a lot of difference. But that full body integration from eyeballs all the way to your feet, through your whole spine, your brain, and your body is what we're looking to achieve so that we can better manage our health, our condition. So now this time, this is the 3rd time, she turns her head, she looks, and then she can open her eyes. Can you see much further?
Yes.
A lot further.
Yes.
Right. So this side opened a lot more than the other side. So again, we're all crooked. So they come on back. You can shake out your legs a little bit. Good. Good. So give her a little chance to shake up. So now we've gone through the 6 exercises the first time, 6 the second time, the 4 this time, to really help you open the whole body. Now what I want to do is this is a good refresher for Brittany. It's a good refresher for you at home. This is a series of exercises. If I am feeling pretty good, but every day I just need to do a little bit of dusting, this is a series of exercises. Now we're not going to go deep through these. We're just going to glaze through them like I would if I was feeling pretty good. So if you want to understand these ones deeper, go back to the first video, the second video, and then you will get a deep analysis like we did with these 4 today for those. So now we're going to have Brittany lay back down. I'm going to move this guy a little bit more forward. So we'll come up here. So you can lay down there. So go ahead and lay down like you were before. Yeah, feet that way. Good.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to adjust the camera down just slightly here. This guy away. Good. Now how does it feel to lay down again?
I feel still a lot of tension and tightness in my body, more like a sore feeling, but it does feel more open. I think I came in at like an 8.5. I think right now I'm sitting at maybe a 6.5.
Okay, so she's cleaned up a little bit through those exercises today. So we hope with this little daily maintenance that I'm going to do now that we can kind of clean a little bit more. And for me, this becomes kind of like my vitamins every morning. 4, 5, 6 exercises that just help me clean. I'm going to go for the ones that have the best bang for their buck to be able to get there. Some of them have lots of different pieces. Today, we're just going to kind of get through them in a sense that we're going to clean them. So first, we're going to do the arch and the curl. So bring your feet to the floor, bend your knees, hands behind your head. Yeah, so clasp your hands behind your head. So this is the arch and the curl. So the curl is the tailbone. So tuck the tailbone towards your nose, roll your head up like a sit-up. So there you go. And then squeeze your elbows. So this is the curl. That's the arch. She comes up. This is turning on the front side. Then relax. Then as she comes down, she's going to push her tailbone down. The arch gets tall. Push the elbows down. Open up. So this is the whole spine curling, forward inflection, and extension. So come back up. So 3 times. So all she's got to do is you put the work in on the front side, and then you relax. You go to 0 in the middle, nothing. And then you turn the work on the back side. Arch and press your elbows down, back side, and then come forward. So when I'm doing my daily maintenance, it's like 3 reps each direction, and then I move to the next one. Good. And we're going to go 1 more with the curl, 1 more with the arch. So there she is. She's coming up. So all the front sides turn on, back side stretching. Then the other way, when she relaxes, and then she tailbone down, shoulders back. Now the back side is squeezing, the front side is stretching. Ooh. And relax, back to 0. Oh, already a bit of release. Next one we're going to do is the one where we're on our stomach, the backlit. So she's just going to flip onto her stomach. So this will probably, hopefully, be a good review for her. So she can look towards the camera, put the right hand under her cheek. There you go. So we did this in pieces, top half, bottom half. Today we're just going to do all together. So she wants to lift the elbow from the shoulder blade, so lift it up like she's going to look at the ceiling, and lift the opposite leg. So this whole backside, that's the work, and then relax. Good, now 3 more times. So you get to 0, nothing's working, now you turn it on. Good, so you feel that the hip will push into the earth, the other shoulder will push into the earth. You start to really relax that backside. So it's not about the straining to get into it. It's just about feeling that edge. And then with each movement, try to push the edge a little further. Well done. Now she's just going to switch the sides. So she'll turn her head the other way. She'll put the hand underneath. There you go. And now she's lifting the left arm and the right leg. Oh, different. So you start to recognize the imbalance. So if one of these sides in the morning, when I start to do it, feels really sticky compared to the other side, I might do 4 or 5, 6 or 7 on that side. So that's where we start to get that sensitization. We start to understand that it becomes ours. She's got one more to go here. Oh, well done. Now she's going to come to her side facing the camera. So these are the side bends. So we did the front side, the back side. Now we're going to get the side sides. So this arm can lay out straight ahead. It becomes her pillow. Bring your knees up in front of you so they're 90 degrees. Yes, 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 yes. So this hand is going to grab the top of the head. So she's grab around the top like this. So she's lifting the head with the arm. So by moving the rib cage, tucking, and then she's going to push the knees together and lift that foot. Oh, and then try to touch the hip to the elbow, the hip, oh, that side, and then relax. So 3 more times. So today we're doing 4 because I'm describing the first one, and then she can move in her own speed for the second 3. Good. Now, while she's on this side, I'm going to move to the next exercise before we flip over. She's going to go to propeller. So straighten your legs up. This is one of her favorites. Good. So now the arm is going to reach forward. The leg is going to go backwards and top line. So reach as far as you can, both directions. The wall is going to get in our way. If you want to move forward to get more space, feel free. There's plenty of room on the camera. Good. And then she's going to go the other way. So as your foot reaches further, your arm goes backwards, and you want to look towards the arm. So now that the arm's going behind her, her head's turned looking that way, and then she's going to come back this way. So as I practiced more and more, I started to discover how I can move through the exercises much more flowing. Like in the book, it would say, flip over, do this, do the other side, do the exercise, finish the exercise on both sides, then move on. I cheat a little bit and I move on. She's going to go 1 more forward, 1 more back. Ooh. She might want to do 10 more just because it feels good, but we're going to hold her up right here when she's done. And then we're going to move to the other side. So you can flip or you can roll towards the wall behind you. Good. So we're going to come back to the side bends for this side. So grab the top of the head, bend your knees to 90 degrees in front of you. Good. So she's going to lift the head with the arm. So the head just stays dead. Squeeze the knees and lift this foot so there's a rotation to this hip. So now we're unlocking that tension on that rib cage, that side. So our spine goes flexion forward, extension backwards, and it also has this lateral flexion and extension. So through these few exercises, we've touched all of those. Good. We're going to do 1 more, and then we're going to move into our propeller. Good. And you can straighten out the legs, straighten out the arm above her. Good. And then the arm reaches forward, the leg goes back. So think about a big spiraling propeller. So as you start to do these, you start to recognize, oh, my hips are really tight. So then you can go back and focus on some of those exercises. When I do something like this every morning, I will start to assess, and then maybe later throughout the day, I'll go back to an exercise or two that felt like I needed it. Good job. So you just move in your own time, your own breath. Some days it'll take a little bit longer, some days it'll take a little bit more. Good. And then we can come to our back. So we're going to come into our flower, our wash rag. Good. Oh, good. How are you feeling there? See, come in really sore, you walk out like jelly. Good. So now go ahead and straighten your arms out to the side. Well, let's move you over a little bit so you have the space. I want her to have the room to really open up well. Good. So her arms are going to go out to the side like the letter T. Her feet are going to put your feet on the floor. Back like you were, bend your knees. Good. So for the flower, she's going to roll her thumbs backwards, opening the flower, and then her knees open wide, butterfly feet. Press your feet, open your knees, roll. That's opening the flower. So her heart opens, her pelvis opens, and then to close the flower, she's going to roll back to neutral, and then when she's ready, she's going to roll her thumbs forward. This time her shoulders come off the floor in front of her, and then her knees can squeeze towards each other. So now she's closing her chest, but opening her back. She squeezes her knees, activating those inner thigh muscles, and then relax. So we'll do 3 times in each direction. So open the flower. So you don't have to go into pain and gain. You just need to just kind of open and just kind of push the edge a little further away each time. Hopefully by the 3rd one, you feel a difference. And you're going to find some of these that become your favorites, that are going to be your kind of staples that you'll just do automatically. So Brittany's breathing very well with a good releasing breath. So especially in those times, exhale more. Even the sound helps to release. And you really let go of that stress and tension. When you can empty yourself, even sucking in your stomach a little bit, you'll find a little extra space to twist. This is the last one there. Ooh. And then back to your zero neutral. So the next one is the wash rag. So the wash rag is when she's going to take her right arm and roll it backwards. Backwards, yeah. Left arm, roll it forward. She's going to look towards the right arm, the back. So the one that's going backwards, the shoulder's behind you, so you turn your head, and your knees go away from your head. So drop them both like they're trying to both touch the floor. Oh. Yeah, so good adjustment. You'll find where you want to be, and then roll back up into the neutral. So you turn everything off in the middle, and then you roll the left hand backwards, right hand forward, head goes towards the back hand, knees to the other side. So if this is your first time watching the 2nd video we did wash rag, you can go back and get a really deep, detailed explanation and experience on it. Good. So now this is the 2nd time here. We're going to do 3 times total, 3 more. So this is 1. So this is one of the ones that Brittany said that she had started doing regularly because it just feels good. What I like about this one is it includes my hips my shoulders, and then my spine is involved as well. So I can really start to get a lot of body tension. So if you can find a few that are just daily staples, that's going to be very powerful for your progression. Ooh, a little popping and cracking. So it's normal for you to feel like sometimes the bones will shift or crack or pop. You'll feel different kinds of releases. You'll feel things get a little bit more uncomfortable. Good job. How's that feel? Good. So now from the laying posture, she can straighten out her legs. I want her to do the skiing, which we did today. I like to add the skiing because it gets both my knees and my ankles at the same time. So I want you to pull both feet towards your right side, like you're skiing. So pull both feet. So bend your knees, yes, and then lay them on your side. Kind of like a wash rag, like this, and like look at your feet. So she's trying to look at her soles. So the neck turns, the spine. Now take your legs straight, and then go the other way. So we did this in a seated posture earlier, but sometimes, yes, so the whole twist. Now straight down. So 3 more to each side. There we go. So you start to feel, look at how high her hip starts to rise. She starts to unlock a lot of that tension. So these 8 exercises that we're doing here are just for me to kind of touch my whole body and then go on with the day. If some of them were screaming, then that means I have extra homework later today. Oh, well done. So seated, this is a little deeper. It gets a little bit more to the pelvis, but laying down, it's more comfortable. I know she's sore, so it's a good thing to get a little bit more relaxation. Good. And then straighten your leg back out. Oh. So the last one I want to do just to get, because I love this one in the morning or in the evening, is the human X. So straighten your arms above your head, look like the letter X. Now you want to reach with your right arm towards the top wall as far as you can, like you're dislocating your shoulder. Reach. Feel what it does to your pelvis, what it does to your body, and then relax. And then left arm. Reach. And if this one is really uncomfortable, that tells me I have more work to do. And then relax. Right leg to the wall over here. You can lift it off the ground. You can reach. It pulls the hip out of the socket. It starts to rotate your pelvis, which eventually will start to help adjust your thoracic as well and relax. And then the left leg. Good. And now I want her to do right arm and right leg. You can do laps around the body with each limb a few times. Good. And then relax. Left arm, left leg. Oh, and then you can do the sides and you can start to feel how it grows. And then relax. Ooh, and now just bring your arms down to your side into your resting relaxation posture. Good, Brittany. How do you feel now?
I'm at a 5.
She's come from an 8.5 to about a 5. And so, and she's worked harder the last week. So she's built a lot more tension. So she's cleaning. Now she would do this last bit. So we spent about 35 minutes doing the 4 exercises, and we just spent about 10 minutes doing those 8 exercises. So if you can give yourself 10 minutes a day, you can really start to clean your body. And then when your body's screaming, then you can start to find the ones that get more. So now, in your own time, Brittany, let's go ahead and have you stand your way back up. We're going to get one more standing assessment, and then I'm going to let you go.
I'm going to do a little bit of rolling back.
Yeah. So again, she, as a practitioner for education, she knows like, oh, my body needs this. So rolling back is an exercise we do in a lot of classes that really just helps to massage the backside of our body and help you open things up.
Wow.
Good. How do you feel that you're standing again?
Let me check in.
Yeah. So now the official check-in. So feet. Now, what we talked about the feet. Can you feel that cartoon footprint? Ball of your foot, toes, heel, lift the arch. When you do it, it's kind of a twisting of the earth. You're pulling your balls of your feet towards the outside and your heels towards the inside. That should stack your knees, your hips. If you've done any of my Qigong classes, I talk about that a lot. If you talk about my joints, I talk about that a lot because that will align the posture. And then when it's angry, you know, oh, I need to adjust that place. Tailbones tucked, lift the sternum, stack the bones, then the muscles should turn off. If the muscles can turn off, they just feel better. Now, from your 8.5, drum roll, where are we now?
I'm at a solid 5.
Solid 5. So again, she erased 3 numbers here in just a matter of less than an hour. But if you start to make that a daily practice and just clean, you're gonna never be at an 8.5. Unless you go and really work hard, but then you can get from that 8.5 back to the 3 quickly. But when you first start, 8.5 to 7 is a journey. 7 to 6 is a journey. But eventually 8.5 to 3 is doable because your body, you're just releasing the tension you built last week, not the tension you built over a lifetime. So I want to thank Brittany for supporting me, helping out. The 3 weeks have been valuable. And I hope you go back and check out some videos as well. Good. So we all have homework. So I'm going to wrap up with you guys a little bit, say goodbye to Brittany, and then I'm going to kind of give you a little bit more assessment here on how we can utilize this a bit more. So let me adjust my camera for you guys. So for those of you who've joined me 3 weeks live, thank you so much. For those of you who are catching me through the videos, I'm equally grateful. And these tools are something you can use very regularly to really change your condition, change your body, change your mind, really change your life. So reducing pain is a very powerful way to just improve quality of life, extend the life that you can put into your years. Now, I mentioned that this exemplifies brain education. I'm here in this practice because I love brain education. It's really changed my life. Now, there's 5 steps to brain education. It's called sensitizing, versatalizing, refreshing, integrating, and mastery. So what I found by doing this practice is at first, you guys that are just experiencing this for the first few times with me, you guys are very much sensitizing. You need to listen to the information from your body. You need to feel, you need to connect. That's the energy practice. Now, oh, my body's saying I'm tight here, I'm tight there. Now I know, and then I can make some action. The versatalizing is changing the information. Some of us say, I have pain, so I have to deal with it. But we have to go into it. And you realize that if you go into it mindfully, you can start to change. So your brain starts to soften. You start to get new information, and you start to understand that even these very simple exercises can be very valuable. And then the refreshing is the rinsing. You're refreshing pain, tension, discomfort, tightness. You're realigning your posture. So there's a lot of physical refreshing. Your brain's getting a more relaxed and softer. So you're refreshing your brain. You're refreshing old information that I have to live with pain. When I get older, I'm just going to be stiff. I'm just going to be tight. I'm going to be miserable. But that's not necessarily true. And so I have to change that. So these are the first 3 steps that you guys are going through most of the time right now. The 4th step, which is the integration, is Brittany has integrated wash rag and propeller. She never experienced these before we started 3 weeks ago. And so now she has taken those and put them into her daily life. She's integrated a few of the movements in, and then that checking in so that she can utilize them. They're starting to become hers. And the best way for you to use these tools is go back through these videos, especially the early ones, and get the deep understanding information, then experience so that those movements become yours. So when you have tightness somewhere, you can know which exercise is going to be most beneficial for you. And then mastery is when it's just automatic. You wake up in the morning, you feel some tightness, and you just start to do a movement. You know what's going to help clean you. Now, the same thing happens when we were learning to walk. We fell down a lot as an infant. We started bumbling around, so we had to figure it out. We had to learn, and then pretty soon we became a master of walking. We can walk and talk. We can walk and do other things. We became a master of walking. I want you to master these sets of exercises so you can master your body, master your healing. And anytime you learn something, brain education gives you this framework that allows you to see yourself, to be able to change yourself, to be able to improve yourself. So if you have any specific questions, you can leave a message. If you'd like to get more insight with me, reach out. I can respond. I check out all these messages. And if you in the future would like to work with me personally doing some of these exercises where I can see you and help adjust more effectively, let me know. So please subscribe to our email list. It's in the description. You can get a free first chapter of our founder's book, which explains a lot about brain education and how we can take back our brain, which is the title. Ilchi Lee has developed this brain education, and it's really revolutionized my life in terms of changing my condition physically, mentally, emotionally. And when you subscribe, we will also keep you up to date on future lives, future videos coming out, and you'll have more of an opportunity to work with myself, work with Brittany, and work with all of our brain education staff. So I want to thank you again for joining me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you.